Hello, my name is Ann Jefferson, and my persuasive action speech is on texting and driving. Everybody knows what a cell phone is. This is the thing that is causing all the major issues on the accidents that are occurring in the state and all states. Many people are dying because of those cell phone devices. Drivers that are under 21 years of age in the state of Missouri have a limited ban on texting, and it's because of an accident that occurred from a 19-year-old. Limited ban means that they can be stopped and given a ticket, but whether or not they will force the issue on the ticket once it goes to court, nobody knows, because we don't get those results. We only know that 70 tickets were issued, but we do not know if any of those people were actually charged and taken to court on it or not. Alva Ferdinand is an assistant professor at the Texas A&T Health Center. Her and her team did a report on the study of texting, and they came back with conclusive evidence that texting does indeed link to car accidents because you're being distracted from what you're supposed to be paying attention to, and it causes a lot of fatalities. The biggest group that have the issue, other than being teenagers, is adults aged 25 to 40. They seem to think that they're able to multitask and they can talk on the phone or text on the phone and drive at the same time. However, when you are texting on your phone, your eyes are not on the road ahead of you, and when the eyes are not on the road ahead of you, you can't see what's going on. Atkins did a study, and his study came back, it was on simulating drivers. And when his study came back, it showed that the drivers that were in the simulators texting were causing more traffic problems than what people would do were they not texting. They were not moving back and forth from lane to lane in the proper way. They weren't even changing lanes to get off. They would just run across the road real quick and get off at an exit because they weren't paying attention. Mobile devices seem to have taken over our society today. Everybody that doesn't have one in their hand, you wonder, well, gee, why don't they have a phone? Because this is the norm in our country. Unfortunately, it's got a lot of distractions that does bad things for people, and people really should pay more attention to the ones around them, because they're not only hurting themselves, they're hurting everybody else. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, at any one point during the day, in the daylight hours, there are more than 660,000 drivers on the highway, and all of those drivers are using their texting. A lot of them are sending emails as well as texting, but every one of them has their phone in their hand and are paying attention to it. With statistics like that, it seems to me there's no wonder why there are so many accidents caused by these people. President Obama has issued an executive order that he wants to put into effect that will stop all federal employees from texting while they're driving federal vehicles. Also, if they're driving in their own vehicle and it's on government business, they are still not allowed to text and drive. If they are issued electronic devices from the government, they are not allowed to use them while they are driving, no matter what vehicle they're in. He has also asked all of the construction companies and other people that come and work for the government to try to put some bans on their own employees and try to make them abide by the law and not text while they're driving. It seems to be doing pretty well at the moment. Whether or not that will continue, we will have to wait and see. Hoskins is one of the people that did a study on this. Him and his colleagues had 20 inexperienced drivers sitting in a in a simulator, and they found that they were 400% less likely than a person that wasn't using a text phone to keep their eyes on the road. They had them off of the road 400% of the time that they were in the simulator. That's a lot of time that's taken away from the road. The other company was Drews and Colleagues, and their response to it was that they could see that the drivers were very slow putting their foot on the brake. They were very slow in changing lanes, and they weren't even paying attention to the road ahead of them. They were just moving back and forth in erratic manners. I want to stress how much everybody needs to pay attention to this, because texting and driving is killing people on the highways, and it's not just adults, it's children, it's everybody, and it's not necessarily the person that is texting that's causing the accident. They veer over to the side and another person runs into them, or they veer over in front of somebody and run them off of the road. It's really got to stop, and it takes people's voices to make this happen. And with everybody here tonight hearing what I have to say about it, I am wanting you to stand up and have your voice be heard. In conclusion, the research that's been done is valid. It tells everybody that texting and driving is very distractive. It causes accidents and people die from it. You should think about your own families and your own children when this is going on, because you could be out on the highway and you could be run down by somebody that is texting and driving. If you want to help and get things started, talk to the legislatures, try to get it in at least in the House or someplace, so that they can start trying to pass the law. Most of the states do have it at this time. However, there are still 6 that do not have it, and those 6 states have a lot of issues with people texting and driving. I would like to see all of you do this to help save lives. Maybe one day it would be your own or one member of your family. You would never know that until it happens. So please stand up and take notice. This is a very serious issue, and it needs to be taken care of. Thank you all for coming tonight. I appreciate your time.